Hey guys, it's Pilar and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to share with you my top 5 stock picks for November 2021. So if that is something that interests you, then definitely go ahead, hit that like button as well as subscribe to my channel. Now, I've been openly sharing with you this Roth IRA account, how it's been going from month to month. And since the summer, a lot of the high growth and small cap stocks have been really hit, and there has been intense selling pressure. So you've been seeing a lot of that in this account. This month, it looked like it started to exhaust itself, the selling. And so I am excited to see how the next couple of months go. Now, there hasn't been any major changes to this account over the last 3 months or so. Until this month in October, I did sell out one stock in order to pick up more of Hood. Now, Robinhood, the Robinhood stock has been going on a downward spiral. They had a not so great earnings this past week, and I wanted to pick up more of that stock on weakness. So I did add more to Robinhood stock. It's actually one of the stock picks that you'll be hearing about coming up right now. But that is one that I do see has long-term potential for high growth. Okay. So anyways, before we get into this video, once again, guys, this is for educational purposes. I am not a financial advisor. I am simply sharing with you some of the stocks that I hold in this account as well as various other accounts. Now, you will also start seeing more of my Robinhood stock choices, okay? And that is mainly because I am working on a project that I may share with you later on this channel, way further down the line. So I recently started this project. I'm excited to work on it. So you will be seeing more of my Robinhood stock picks, which I'm a bit more active on, okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead, get right into this video. First on the list is Fiserv. Now, Fiserv is a Fortune 500 company. They're a fintech company and one that I've mentioned in previous stock pick videos. If you're doing dollar cost averaging within your portfolios, which I highly recommend, then this would be another good time to take a look at Fiserv and adding more shares in your portfolio. Now, they recently had an earnings report, which actually wasn't that bad, but they did report losing a major client, which they do say is not going to hurt them in the long run. They did experience a good amount of growth. So right now is a good time to pick up more Fiserv on weakness. Now, I'm going to share with you what I did this past week with Fiserv, how many shares I picked up, and I did do a quick turnaround for a very quick profit. But I'm going to share with you the next price point that I'm looking at getting into Fiserv again. Now, the Robinhood account is used for different purposes. So these are more fast trades that I'm doing on here. So even though I'm sharing with you these stock picks for adding to your portfolios, I do suggest buying them more for long-term holds. The reason I can't do that too much more now on the Fidelity Roth IRA account that I share in this video is because there simply isn't any more room to kind of consolidate stocks, right? So I'm just kind of sitting and waiting there, which is why I decided to open up more of the Robinhood stock stuff so that you can see this, okay? So I'm going to share with you the next price point that I'm waiting to get on Fiserv and where I found out about that price point and also what occurred this past week, okay? So Fiserv this past week, October 28th, I did purchase 17 shares at $94.55. It did take this intraday dip, which I was able to catch, and then I sold the 17 shares the next day at $99.58. So it was a very quick $80 or so profit there. But the next entry point that I'm waiting to get in on is $86.56. Now, whether it will actually get there or not is to be seen, but the only reason I actually knew to get into Fiserv at $94.55 was because the Stock Invest tool did mention that $94 and about 23 cents or so was going to be the new bottom. So when I did see that it got close to that, I picked up 17 shares. Okay. So right now what I'm waiting on is to see if it gets further down to closer to 86.56. Now, I have mentioned this tool in the past. There is a link down below for you to get a free trial to the Stock Invest tool. I am not a technical trader. I pretty much pick stocks based on fundamentals, and I use the Stock Invest tool to help me gauge a good entry point to doing either dollar cost averaging if I'm looking at my long-term accounts, or if I'm looking now at the Robinhood account where I can do more of a quick trade. Okay. If you do want, again, a free trial to the Stock Invest tool, simply look underneath this video for that link. All right. So first on the list is Fiserv. Next on the list is Pinterest. Now, this is going to be a riskier one for this week, so I do want to caution you with this stock because they have earnings report coming up this week. I can't remember if it's Wednesday or Thursday, but depending on how that earnings report goes, this can either take a nice run up, or it can take a huge dive down. So if you are watching this video, I would caution you to maybe wait until after earnings. Okay. Now, I did pick up some shares. I'm going to share them with you in my Robinhood account momentarily here. It's going to be for a quick trade. But with Pinterest, if you're a guy, you might be looking at this and saying, hey, no one's on Pinterest. Why in the world would you buy Pinterest? If you are a female watching this video, then you may very well be on Pinterest. Now, the majority of people on Pinterest are females, and a lot of us bloggers use Pinterest to circulate our blogs and get really good traffic. Now, during the pandemic, Pinterest experienced this insane boom. People were at home and they were on Pinterest looking at different ways to organize their homes, their apartments, for working at home and for the children doing schooling at home. And since the reopening of the economy, Pinterest has started to take a dive. The user rate has gone down. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this upcoming earnings report goes. Okay. But they are also introducing shoppable pins and monetizing their platform more. So this is kind of one of those stocks that we really don't know just yet which way it's going to go. I still like Pinterest. I can be very biased about this because, again, I'm a blogger. I use Pinterest quite a bit, and I'm a female. 80% of users of Pinterest are females, okay? So this past week, on Friday, I did pick up Pinterest on the weakness. As you can see here, earlier this past week, or was it this week or the week before, where there was a rumor, the rumor mill around was that PayPal was trying to buy out Pinterest. Okay. That's what drove up the price up to $62 from initially $55 and change. And then that rumor got debunked. PayPal came out and said, no, we are not pursuing buying Pinterest. And since then, the stock took this insane dive. I, on Friday, did pick up some shares, as you can see here. I picked it up at an average cost of $44.23. I picked up 50 shares, and most likely tomorrow on Monday, I will go ahead and sell these shares. Now, I'm looking for it to go up to about $47 or so. But either way, I most likely will be selling these shares prior to earnings report because earnings reports are always so volatile. But this is one to keep on your radar. They are, showing weakness at the moment, but so are all the other social media stocks, Facebook, Snapchat. They're all showing weakness at the moment. But Pinterest is one that can very well surprise a lot of people. Okay, so this is one to take a look at. Again, look at the Stock Invest tool if you want to see good entry points after earnings or before earnings, depending on when you want to get in on this stock. Third on this list is VROOM. VROOM is a car online marketplace. They allow you as a consumer to go ahead and purchase a vehicle on their website without seeing the vehicle. They will go and deliver the vehicle to you. You can test drive it for a certain period of time, decide whether you want to keep it or not, and they'll do all the pickups and drop-offs for you. On the contrary, you can also sell your vehicle on VROOM. Now, VROOM is a high risk stock. They're a fairly new IPO. Within the last year and a half, they debuted on the marketplace. So I would caution you if you are considering getting into the stock. This is a growing industry, right? So this is a speculative stock, but it has also dropped down so low that it's really started to catch people's attention, including value investor Bill Miller. Now, at these levels, I did pick up 100 shares in the Robinhood account, or 120 shares, I should say. Let's just go back real quick. There we are. So 120 shares I picked up on Friday, very well knowing that this can continue sliding. We really don't know where the bottom is going to be, but it's starting to get at some really favorable price points. Okay. So this may very well be a very quick flip for me this week, but if there was more room within the Fidelity Roth IRA account, I would actually pick it up in that account and do dollar cost averaging. But I'm excited about this particular one. They currently offer about 4,500 vehicles for sale on their website. Their the number one biggest online car marketplace right now is Carvana, and I believe they have about either 13,000 or 19,000 vehicles for sale on their website. But VROOM is in close second, and they have a long runway to go. There's not too much competition, which is what really makes this stock an exciting one for me to hold. So VROOM is the third one on this list. Now, this week, most likely this will not be in this Robinhood account, but again, this would be a great long-term hold if you're interested in emerging industries, and the online car marketplace is definitely one place to keep your eye on. Fourth on this list is Jetblue Airways. Now, this is one of those stocks that is still recovering from the pandemic. Now, we've seen a resurgence in cases with, obviously the health crisis that's going on, the new Delta variant and all that sort of stuff. So we are seeing the airlines kind of moving up as, the economy is reopening, yet we're seeing it move down again as people are starting to retreat, stay home, not travel as much due to a lot of this resurgence. We're also seeing a lot of high fuel charges, and airlines are taking a hit with their profit margins. So again, while there is weakness, this is a time again to look at some of the airline stocks. So right now, I currently am looking at JetBlue Airlines. They are at the bottom of the trend line, and this is going to be an iffy one for Monday, okay? They are right at the bottom of the trend line, as you can see. I was a little unsure on Friday as to whether I should pick up some shares now or if I should wait till Monday. But I did go ahead. I picked up 100 shares right at the bottom of the trend line, and I'm expecting it to jump up. Now, this can obviously continue falling down. It can fall down to $12 or go even a little bit lower towards $11. But I thought that this was a good risk reward ratio to get in on this now. Now, at the end of, at the low point when we were in mid-pandemic mode and no one was traveling and all sorts of stuff, this one got into an extremely favorable price point, as most of the stocks did, at $7.15. It jumped up, and now we are kind of at the bottom of this shoulder here. So this is a good time to look at a bunch of the airline stocks, and JetBlue recently did report their quarterly returns this past week, and they didn't show as bad of as an earnings report as a lot of the analysts had expected. So they did fairly well, yet it did take a little bit of a hit on their stock price, but I'm hoping that this is going to be the bottom. We shall see on Monday, but something to keep your eye on. JetBlue Airways, as well as the other airline stocks. Last on this list is Robinhood Markets. This is one that has a love and hate relationship for a lot of people. And there's a lot of people on the side of, hey, I really do not like Robinhood. And there's other people like me who are like, hey, I get that they have a lot of shortcomings, but I still like Robinhood because of the ease of use of their app for investing. They also came and disrupted an entire industry where now people across the board are able to do commission-free trading, right? And so you're seeing a lot of people who are saying, hey, Robinhood is going down. Robinhood, people are falling out of favor with Robinhood, which a lot of their numbers, if you look at it over the course of the last, 4 or 5 years, they're actually growing. But they did recently have an earnings report that did not go too well. They need to add more crypto, in my opinion. A lot of people want a lot more crypto on Robinhood, but they also have a lot of things coming down the line. They have crypto wallets that is coming down the line next year. Robinhood has also already said that they are going to start rolling out retirement, accounts as well. So if you want to do your Roth IRA and all sorts of other stuffs on Robinhood, that's coming down the line. So they have a long runway. I do believe that this is going to be one of the best stocks to hold long term, just like Coinbase. I really like Coinbase as well, but Robinhood, I believe, is going to be here for the long run. So as this continues to have weakness, this is one of the stocks that I am continuing to pick up across multiple portfolios. This is a long-term hold. If this falls into the 20s, guess what? I am purchasing more. If this falls a little bit below that, I am purchasing more. This is a very good long-term hold. Now, the reason I don't have it right now in the Robinhood account is because it has become extremely volatile, especially since their earnings report this past week, which again wasn't so great. So there's a lot of volatility. If you like that kind of stuff, great. That's, Robinhood's one to go into right now. But this is one of my favorite stocks. This is also a long-term hold in the Fidelity Roth IRA account that I do show in these videos, and I'm adding more as I can in that account. But guys, these are my top 5 stock picks for this month of November 2021. I'm going to start showing you a bit more of some of these trades that I'm doing in this Robinhood portfolio. So if you want to follow along, definitely make sure to hit that like button as well as subscribe to my channel. Guys, thanks again for watching. If you have any questions about anything, definitely drop them underneath this video, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.